Okay, lab number 56, shake the shot. Today what we're gonna do in the shake the shot is we are going to use a copper shot in a vial to show how kinetic energy, which is energy in motion, with the moving pellets is going to rub against each other inside of the vial, which is going to cause friction. And we know that friction produces thermal energy. Our challenge question today is how can kinetic energy be transformed into another energy type? So what I have here is I have my copper shot in a vial with a lid on it with a thermometer sticking out. The reason why it's in the water is to help cool the shot down from the previous experiment. Right now my thermometer, okay, we are reading 20 degrees on our thermometer. This is my initial temperature. In your data table that you were supposed to create in your lab notebook, okay, you will write down that initial temperature in this first box here. We will then write the final temperature after we shake it for 10 seconds. And then we'll find the change, and then we'll add the three changes up to find the average. Now notice that we are going to do 3 trials, okay? For 3 trials at 10 seconds, 3 trials at 20 seconds, and 3 trials at 30 seconds. So one thing that we want to control here is, first of all, we want the temperature to always be the same at the initial, so we have to cool down the shot to get it back down to temperature. Another thing that we have to control is how we shake the shot. When we shake the shot, if you go in an up and down motion, make sure that you always go in an up and down motion to make sure we get the same process, and also speed has to be the same. Okay, so these are 3 things that we should be able to control in our lab. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have my initial temperature at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, I'm going to take my shot out of my water, wipe it off, get the water off. I'm going to hold the shot with my hands on top of the vial, plus at the bottom, but also be holding the thermometer so the thermometer does not shoot out. If the thermometer comes out, the shot will come out of the hole in top of the lid there. So what I'm going to do is, with my timer, I'm going to have my timer set, and we're going to time it for 10 seconds. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and start that process at 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, after that 10 seconds is up, I'm going to record the temperature of my shot inside of this, okay? Right now I'm showing that it's at 21 degrees, okay? Or 20.9, I'm sorry, 20.9 degrees Celsius, okay? Which was a temperature change of 0.9, because I took 20.9 minus 20, which gave me 0.9, okay? So what I have to do now is I have to place this back in the water to cool down the heat, cool down the shot, because we did produce friction, which produced thermal energy. So we have to shut this down a little bit, okay? Or cool it down before we do the next trial. So we're gonna go ahead and do 2 more trials at 10 seconds, okay? Here, trial number 2, trial number 3. Again, starting at 20 seconds. The second time I did it, I got 20.8. The third time I did this shake the shot at 10 seconds, I got 21 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to record the temperature change here, which was 0.8 and 1. To find the average, I'm going to take all 3 of these numbers, add them up, and then divide by 3 to get the average for 10-second trial, okay? Which is 0.9. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is we're going to increase the time to 20 seconds. Okay, so again, I'm going to take out my shot here. My initial temperature is back down to 20 degrees. Again, I'm going to shake this the same way I did before for 20 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to record the temperature, and it is at 21.5. Okay, I'm going to write down 21.5 for 20 seconds, trial number 1, and write the average temperature change, which is 1.5. Okay, I'm also going to do this 2 more times, okay, at 20 seconds apiece. The second time I got, again, I started at 20. This time I got 22. The third time I got 21.8. So I need to find a difference of 2 and 1.8. Add these three numbers up, divide by 3, and I have an average temperature change of 1.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, my shot is cooled back down to 20 degrees Celsius, so now we're going to increase the time to 30 seconds. So we're gonna, again, hold everything the same, let it shake it for 30 seconds. Okay, so now, if I look at my thermometer, we are now at 22 degrees Celsius. So I started with 20, went to 22, my change is 2 degrees. I've also done this 2 other times, not shown in the video. Again, both times starting at 20 degrees Celsius. This time I went up to 22.5, which is a difference of 2.5 degrees Celsius. The next one I got to 22 degrees Celsius, which was a change of 2 degrees Celsius. Again, add all 3 of these up, divide by 3, and my average temperature change was 2 degrees Celsius. So as we can see, there's a relationship between shaking time and temperature change, and shaking time and energy transfer. Okay, so you should be able to see that correlation with your number, okay, as you are attempting to do your analysis questions. That is lab number 56, Shake the Shot.